In the heart of East Texas, where the piney woods stand tall, there's a place that's filled with history, where warm hearts call. From Big Sam to the Bearcats, pride runs deep and strong. In Huntsville, Texas, we sing our song. With love and hospitality, we open up our doors. In this beautiful town, blessings we explore. Sting 'em hornets, beat 'em up cats, Sound Houston State, where dreams are at. Good morning, Huntsville, we find our way, guided by God's love every single day. From parks and recreation, where children laugh and play, to the historical treasures that take our breath away. In the piney woods, we find peace and rest. Huntsville, Texas, truly blessed. With love and hospitality, we open up our doors. In this beautiful town, blessings we explore. Sting 'em hornets, eat 'em up cats, Sound Houston State, where dreams are at. Good morning, Huntsville, we find our way, guided by God's love every single day. Yeah. In every sunrise, in every prayer, God's grace surrounds us everywhere. Through the highs and the lows, we stand as one. In Huntsville, Texas, His will be done. Sting 'em hornets, eat 'em up cats, Sound Houston State, where dreams are at. Good morning, Huntsville, we find our way, guided by God's love every single day. Sam to the Bearcats, our spirit shines so bright. In Huntsville, Texas, we live by faith, we walk in light. With love and hospitality, we greet the world anew. In this blessed town, our dreams come true. Whoa. In every sunrise, in every prayer.
Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us.
What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Hello, I'm Billy Cobbin, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kaye Boehning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Hello. Kaye, what was it? Was it a private conversation?
Probably.
She was telling me, she goes, Rob, you need to lay off the hamburgers. That's what she told me. It really was. It was.
I was here. I didn't hear that at all.
I heard it. She took off her headset before we went live, and she said, Rob, she looked over, saw my belly, and she goes, you need to lay off the hamburgers.
Then that means I need to lay off the hamburgers, too.
Mine sticks out farther than yours does, buddy.
No, I keep it tucked in. I suck in all the time.
You got a girdle?
Yeah. When I took Kate into the doctor just was it? No, it's 2 days ago. It's 2 days ago when I took him, and I was talking to the nurse there because I was telling y'all before the show I've just been out of breath, and a doctor had told me go see the doctor, so I went and saw Trey Young yesterday. He does a great job, and everything should be okay. But there was a nurse that came in too, and we were talking, and she had brought me a bottle of water. I felt like I was like falling apart or something. She brought me some water. She's like, you need some water. And I said, I guess. I'm just out of breath. And I said, I need to lose some weight. She goes, no, you look pretty healthy. I said, no, I'm like almost 250. She goes, well, I don't see it. I said, yeah, I do a really good job of wearing like shirts that are oversized, and I suck it in. But it's about a 30-pound tire around me, that extra 30 pounds of tire on me. So I'm calling Goodyear today. They have a new donation system to where you can donate some of that, and Goodyear will, that's how they make their blimps.
If only that worked. If only.
The hot air is flowing this morning.
I see that already.
So welcome in as we get started here.
And I thought it was hot outside.
Yes, the heat index is supposed to be 105 today, but it's already about 108 in here. So National Weather Service has declared this studio a excessive heat advisory.
Really?
Because of all your hot air?
Yeah, a lot of hot air. In fact, this building sometimes floats off the ground. It's unbelievable. Paul got on to me. He said, man, you're going to break the building I'm leasing. You need to quit making it float. So, welcome in episode 310 today as we get rolling here on.
Is that the official number or just the made-up number, or is that what you're going with?
That's the one that we go with, yeah. So, the one that sometimes didn't get updated. So, it's really like episode 314. The count's off by 4 or so, but we'll say 310. So episode 310 as we get rolling here on a wonderful Wednesday. A lot of folks already joining us. We want to welcome in new visitors that may be coming in on Instagram. Rick's giving us a good wave to you this morning. We have now tied in Instagram as well, so we just figure we'll just blast it wherever we can. So we want to welcome all of you in. Thanks for being a part of it this morning as we get going. Big shout out to Paul Oley, the gallery. Paul.
We love you, Paul.
We love you, Paul. Oh, yes, we do. I won't play the song this
I
morning.
know. I heard you play it for the very last time.
I did. I said I won't play it anymore. Maybe we'll have an anniversary. But Paul Oley, the gallery for all of your custom framing, photography, and more. It's our good friend Paul Oley, 1201 University. Big thank you to Elliott's Jewelers and Elliott Herzlich online at elliottjewelers.com for all of your jewelry needs. And a special warm shout-out, warm welcome to our great friends Kaye and Rick Boehning of Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. We would not be able to bring you these wonderful Wednesdays without Tomorrow's Promise, and we're so thankful to have you this morning, Kaye. Good to see you.
Good seeing you.
Rick, thankful to have you too.
Rob, you know how much I like being here.
You do. Well, Rick, this morning, now I don't want to get into like personal business, but this morning, Rick kind of got a little scolding, Kaye.
I did.
Can you tell us about the scolding this morning?
Go ahead, Kaye. Tell them why I got scolded.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I didn't do any scolding.
Yeah, there was some scolding going on.
So where we parked, it's about 3 feet ledge to get up into coming in here, and I just stood, got up the steps, or no steps, but just took the 3 feet and walked in, and Rick is putting his coffee down and starting to grab a hold of the hood of the car and try to get up, and I just looked at him. I said, I think you need to walk down further. So, because his knee's been bothering him, and he didn't need to take a 3 foot crash on the
Yeah.
pick up or something.
Yeah, our insurance don't cover that, Rick. So be careful.
She has a point. My knees are not like they used to be. You know, all that jumping out of swings when you're 8.
Yeah, I had to run the other day, and it didn't feel right. There were things moving that I didn't think were supposed to be moving, and things hurting that I never had felt before.
Duct tape. Duct tape is fix that.
I have got these little ports on my knee now for WD-40.
Yeah.
And although I did that, and I ended up in the hospital for a couple of months, but works out really good. Well, hey, we got a great show lined up. We're going to talk more about, we're continuing our discussion about Unleash Your Imagination, all the fun events coming up here in just a couple of months. The countdown is on for Unleash Your Imagination. We'll talk more about that today and with Kaye, and about exciting events happening to benefit the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library and childhood literacy here in Huntsville. And also our friend Lois Stehlik came into the studio today. She said, Rob, I'm coming back, but you got to pay me. And so I said, okay. So we're still working on that loan from Walker County Federal to get Lois paid. So she charges a lot, too, by the way. Lois has become not just a local celebrity, but she's now a statewide celebrity. And for guest appearances, it's upwards of about $1,500 now.
Is it?
So not too bad. But, a couple of those a week, and she's doing pretty good. So.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But we'll, of course, we're joking. But we'll talk with Lois, some great things happening at Old Town Theater, and we'll get some updates on how things are going there. And some wonderful programs coming in. Main Street Music Series had just jammed out over there, I believe, this past Saturday, and my sister was in town. We were really looking forward to coming to that, but we were cutting trees down out of the house. So that was a lot of fun. We had some folks help us get the tree off, and instead of them hauling off the wood, I decided, man, that's just, it's my neighbor's tree, but he's not obligated. He did. He paid 2/3 of the cost, which he didn't have to. Even though it was his trees, and we're thankful for that. But I said, maybe I can cut up this wood and sell it back to him. So we have about a 4-year supply of oak wood now along the back fence.
Yeah, but you got to let it season.
Just put a little salt and pepper on it.
Wood seasoning.
How long does that take, the seasoning of the wood?
You got to let it dry out.
So it'd probably be a good 6 months or so before you can. Do you think it'll be ready by winter? That's what I'm hoping.
You can try it, but I doubt it.
We used to always have big fires in our backyard in Georgetown. We lived on a cul-de-sac of almost an acre. It's a really cool little trapezoid lot. Guy behind us had 13 acres, and so not much development back there. But I never once had to buy wood because we lived in a 100-year floodplain, and every time it would come a big rain, everybody else's brush and junk would just flow behind our yard. And so those trees would come flowing through there, and I never once had to buy wood for 14 years that I lived there, because we just cut up the wood that would flow down behind our house.
Well, I used to cut up the wood in the lot behind me, but then they developed that.
And we'll tell about Mr. Gilbert's house over there. Yeah, I'll tell him.
She's looking at me. I'm lying.
No, he was happy. Gilbert told me, he goes, man, I'm so happy that your neighbors cut down all my trees because, I didn't have to do it. So thanks, Rick. He didn't say that, by the way.
Yeah.
But where I was getting with this, those trees would come, all that lumber and trees, they'd come flowing down behind our house on our property. And you're right. We'd throw that in the fire pit, and it would sit there and sizzle for a few hours.
Yeah.
But we had that pit going one time. I mean, it was during the winter, and we just kept burning stuff. I'd go out there every night and just throw something in it. That thing burned. I don't want to say it eternally burned because that doesn't sound good, but that thing burned probably, I would say, probably a good 2 months. Because it was and we went a week without throwing anything in it, and then I went out there with the shovel and just dug it up, and everything was still going. So literally for 2 months that thing stayed hot, and we would just throw stuff, and it was so hot that you could throw glass in there, the glass would melt. I mean, everything you throw in there would just basically dissolve. And I felt bad because we had a ton of these old clothes that Goodwill wouldn't take. And one day we were like, let's just throw them in the fire pit. So we threw them in there. Old clothes that Goodwill won't take and nobody else can use. You use them for like dog rags, those kind of things. Well, they also burn pretty well too. So we threw those clothes in that fire pit and it burned for a while. So that's your Wednesday wisdom. If you got old clothes, throw them in the fire pit. You like that wisdom, Kaye? She's like, no, it's not good at all.
I was going to add that there's certain nylons and things like that have synthetics and plastics in them, and they're not a good thing to burn.
Well, when the black smoke comes, it's very healthy. And what we would do is we had these huge, big kind of tubes that you could breathe into, and we would actually put those into the black smoke and inhale it for extra longevity.
And one wonders what's wrong with you now.
There's only 3 or 4 of those cells up there floating around these days. So. We want to welcome in folks, too, joining us on the Spirit Radio FM app this morning. It's good to have you on for those listening on the audio-only side. And, again, let us know that you're out there. Please send those comments in and let us know what you were thankful for today. A lot of folks already joining. Asa Jower's joining us this morning, and she's saying, oh, my goodness, about the – I'm totally joking. We did not put tubes in the black smoke.
Yeah, I can tell.
Rick, since we're on this discussion, what is something that you've thrown into a fire that you may think like, maybe I shouldn't have thrown that in there?
Fireworks.
Really? Like the artillery shells? Or?
No, firecrackers. It was a joke.
Okay.
It was not a good joke. Don't do it.
What were you, like 10?
Oh, probably not even that old.
We threw an artillery shell in there one time, and that's absolutely not smart because it blows up and everything goes everywhere.
Yeah, pieces of burning debris everywhere.
Not good. There's 2 other things you never put in a fire. One of them is cardboard. And the reason is when that cardboard starts burning, it just lifts up and starts flying away.
Yeah, on fire.
Yeah, on fire. And we had and the neighbors, one of the neighbors was like, Rob, you're going to burn my house down. Don't be burning this stuff. They'd come over and throw stuff in the fire, but they're like, don't put cardboard in there again. Christmas trees, that is another one that you do not throw unless you got a big piece of property with nothing. See, the problem was we had trees overhanging this fire pit. Well, we decided, how are you going to get rid of this old Christmas tree? You let a Christmas tree sit until March or April. It's like turpentine, man. That thing just blows up. And those needles burn, and they burn very quick and very hot. And within a minute, the tree's scorched. But the damage is already done. And I threw a Christmas tree in there one time. Again, it had been sitting in the backyard, so it was like April, and this thing was completely dried out by then. And we had this tree it actually caught the tree on top of fire.
Oh, no.
Luckily, we always had a water hose out there spraying stuff down. We were a little bit smart with this rig, just a little bit. So we had a water hose. The other thing that I would never recommend, and Kaye, this goes up to what you talked about, this is the Wednesday wisdom, by the way, do not put styrofoam in a fire.
No.
It just constantly drips, and then there's the black smoke that's not healthy. We had a big old styrofoam cooler, and this was back when I was, I'm still a little bit on the ignorant scale right now, but I was more ignorant back then. And I threw that whole ice cooler, big old huge styrofoam ice chest on that thing. And it was not good. So yeah, one last thing. If you want to make colorful fire, now this is again, Kaye's not going to like this because it involves rubber. Okay, probably not a good idea to burn rubber. But if you take a piece of copper pipe, you stick a water hose in that copper pipe, and you drill holes in it. Of course, the air is going to go through there and the oxygen, so the fire, you light that thing and that hose will burn, and as it burns through the holes, you won't get your typical, red flame and yellow. It'll glow blue coming out of those holes. It's one of the neatest things, and it's something to do with the copper and all that. Kaye, sounds very healthy. So I'm done with my fire talk. What was yours, Kaye?
Colored newspaper, like comics. You don't want to put those in the fireplace either. The chemicals in the ink. From colored comics, or just colored newspaper? Yeah. All right, perfect. That's why we see some newspaper's fine, but when you have the colored inks, no. Okay. There you go. Don't be putting your newspapers in the fire this morning. That's all we're talking about. Well, hey, a lot of friends joining us again. Keep those comments coming today, and do us a huge favor if you don't mind. Can you please hit that like and share button and help us spread the good happening here in Huntsville? I promise we're going to talk about some good things. We're off the fire trip. So, do have a listen at your national news or your local news coming up here in just a few moments. Before we do that, though, hey, I've got more stuff from Double Dave's, man. Kathleen over there hooked me up with a bunch of stuff. And today, how about a large pizza? Ooh. How about a large pizza from Double Dave's? And all you have to do is text in on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line.
This right here.
Yeah, right on Rick's hat. The keyword, Rick,
is July.
July is the keyword. Text that in along with your name on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. That number 936-339-0139. Again, we're going to be giving away a large pizza to Double Dave's, and all you got to do is text in July with your name. Again, that number, 936-339-0139. As always, our shows every wonderful Wednesday brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, over 25 years of excellence here in Walker County. I'm telling you, friends, if you need a place to take your children, our 2 children go there. They love it. Braylon and Caden, they don't even want me to pick them up anymore. And it's, those.
That was funny the other day.
Yeah, he doesn't. They never. Caden especially. He looks at me and cries and reaches back out for the teachers. He doesn't want me. So I'm like, great. I guess I'm failing as a father. Well, the good news is tomorrow's promise is excelling and taking care of my children. So I guess it all balances out, But check them out online, tomorrowspromise.info. We'll talk more with Kaye here in just a few moments about upcoming events. For now, though, here is your local news. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. It's more to come. This is your show on a wonderful Wednesday. It's Good Morning Huntsville. And please stay with us. We'll be right back. Happy Wednesday, friends. I'm Rob Pipp, and here's the news in and around Huntsville, Texas. Baylor University is hosting a free one-day workshop for children with siblings on the autism spectrum on July the 30th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Education Service Center, Region 6. Here in Huntsville, the workshop aims to enhance sibling interactions and relationships, with participants receiving a $75 Amazon gift card. Additionally, a separate workshop for practitioners working with these children will be held from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. That will offer a $50 Amazon gift card and BCBA CEUs or CPEs. For more information or to register, email siblingsuccess@baylor.edu, or you can call 254-710-4444. Well, from July the 15th to the 19th, the City of Huntsville residents with an active utility account can place storm tree debris and yard waste by the curb for free pickup. To arrange for this service, please call 936-294-5712. Residents are reminded to follow the City of Huntsville solid waste guidelines for proper disposal. This initiative aims to help the community clean up after the recent storms efficiently. For more information, you can again call 936-294-5712. CASA of Walker County is hosting an exciting raffle with 2 grand prizes. This coincides with the upcoming Christmas in July bingo event on Friday. The first prize is a Royal Caribbean cruise package valued at $1,800, where you can choose the date, the port, and the destination. The second prize is a 2-night getaway at Margaritaville Lake Conroe Resort. That includes a $250 resort credit for the spa, golf, restaurant, or gift shop. 1 ticket enters you into both drawings. Tickets only $25 each, or you can get 5 for $100. You can purchase online at casaofwalkercounty.org or by Venmo to CASA WST. You do not need to be present to win, and payment details must include your contact information. And finally, your weather for today. Expect isolated showers and thunderstorms later on this afternoon after 4 o'clock, with a high near 94 degrees. Heat index values a lot hotter today at 105. There's a 20% chance of precipitation today. And then tonight, isolated showers and thunderstorms will continue, a low around 74 degrees. That 20% chance of showers continues. And then as we look ahead to Thursday, scattered showers and thunderstorms remain in the forecast, a high only near 89, cooling off a little bit. That chance of precipitation, though, at 50%, with west winds around 5 miles per hour becoming north in the afternoon. That's your news for today here in Huntsville. Stay tuned right here to spiritradio.fm for more updates. Until next time, have a great day and God bless.
Here we grow again. Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce our 3rd location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tpms.life for more information. Education.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Building bridges strong, not barriers so tall. Loving like Jesus did, answering the call. Hands reaching out to hold, hearts open wide we share. Breaking the walls we built, showing that we care. Love like Jesus.
Stuff like that, too.
Huntsville, welcome in, welcome back. A little 7:55. We got back before 8K. Man, we're on a roll today. We may get out of here at 8:30. Look at this.
Okay.
We're on a roll.
You're wait a minute. You got a fever?
Yeah, we're feeling good today. Hey, we want to welcome you back in, and before we bring on Miss Lois, I was telling you earlier, I just don't have a lot of energy, and it's not like a depressed thing. I just haven't felt good. I haven't had a lot of energy, and when you don't have a lot of energy, you don't get excited about a lot of things. Well, I was just reading. I just got excited. I told Rick I smiled. I said, today's National Hot Dog Day. Man. So if anybody out there is wanting to pick up what we're putting down, pick it up and bring it here to the studio. We'd love some hot dogs. So,
It's kind of early.
Yeah, well, it's all right. It's National Hot Dog Day. It's also Yellow Pig Day, whatever that is. So I haven't even heard of these. It's National Yellow Pig Day, National Lottery Day.
I can go for that.
Oh, wow. I ran into Laura Green's husband. I ran into him at Harbor Freight the other day, and he's like, "What are you doing in here?" And I said, "Well, the generator quit working now. I bought some bad gas, and let's just say it's at a place that's always $1 higher right off the interstate, and almost ruined my generator." And someone said, "Why'd you buy that?" I said, "Because there's no line." Because there's no line for a reason. Whenever they said that gas has probably been sitting there forever because nobody ever buys it. So I put it it ruined my generator. I had to clean it all out, the carburetor, everything. Finally got it going again. And I was just like, man, you got to be kidding me. But you know what? Here we go. And Laura Green's husband said, "Man, your luck's just not good. Don't go buy a lottery ticket right now." I said, "No, sir." Lois Stehlik joined. Good morning, Lois.
Good morning.
So good to see you.
You too.
Always wonderful to see Lois. She is with Old Town Theater. Just a beautiful, beautiful theater here in Huntsville. I'm so glad I finally got to start going. You gave me a tour, several months ago when we came back, and it's been over a year now actually, and I said I got to start coming to some shows here. Well, I've came to a couple now,
Yeah,
and just
it's hard for you because you got littles.
yeah, but it's just, I'm telling you, it is so awesome. The first show that we came over there and saw was the three Heath brothers.
Right.
And then Bridget was out of town, and so I was like, well, what am I going to do? She was with the kids and her family, children. She was with the children. Well, her mom's the greatest of all time. Her mom's a goat, so it's okay. And so I came over to the Jack Nelson band.
Yeah,
and
it was good.
It was awesome. And
Kind of wet, but
yeah,
that,
it worked out.
That was a rain out.
It was like an impromptu switcherooski.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be at the Rather Park.
It was a Main Street event, and it got rained out, so they quickly called and said, "Open the back door." And we let them all come in. And then this last Saturday was a second Main Street event that was a inclement weather. We weren't sure, and so instead of just having to rush it, we decided just to move it. And so it was great. We had so much fun. Everybody danced. It was just the best time.
This was the Brown Sugar Band that came in, right?
Right.
And you moved. Tell us a little bit more about this, because I don't want to gloss over this. It was a lot of fun. You talked about moving the tables away and everything.
Right. So Main Street had contacted me the week before and said, "What do we do? What are we going to do? It's a chance to rain." And I was just commit. let's just move it or leave it, one or the other. And so we decided to move it and advertise that it would be moved, and we would open the doors and welcome everyone in. And so all the VIP tables and chairs, we moved all that back so we could have an area to dance, because at the park people do get up and dance, and we wanted that. Anyway, it was just great. It was like the second song I got up there and started dancing, and everybody just flocked to the front. It was fun. It was a great time. So then we had people saying, are you going to move the one for August? Because August is hot. So that's up to Main Street. Anyway, it was a lot of fun.
I started thinking, man, this may be a permanent switch. People are starting to really like having it over there.
Yeah, but Main Street is known to have it at parks. All Main Streets do that. So.
And it is fun, when it's nice and cooler outside, and that stage over there is so beautiful, which Tomorrow's Promise name is on that stage, by the way, among a few others. So, well, Lois, what else have you been up to? It's been a little minute since you've been on the show.
Yeah, so the summers we try to lay low because of the heat, and it's really hard to to get AC going in that big building and keep it cool enough for 300 people. And so we just kind of slim it down in the summer and take a break. So the month of July, we had the Main Street event. And then we have one coming up on the 27th, but that's all we did for July. It's a comedian. He's been here, I think, twice before. He usually sells out every time he comes. He used to do cruises. His name is Cowboy Bill, William Lee Martin. He's wonderful. So he's coming in July. He has back-to-back shows, 3 o'clock and a 7:30. And then in August, we have on August the 24th and the 30th, 2 shows that one is already sold out, the Bellamy Brothers. I think I have I like 9 or 10 tickets left. So if you want to come, you're more than welcome. If you're bringing somebody with you, you're going to have to split up just that one day. I'm not going to be able to put you together. But we'll probably sell the rest of those seats. And then the Isaacs are on the 24th, and it will be close to sold out, if not completely. So then September we hit it with back-to-back 4 weekends in a row.
Yeah, you got to get ready. You got to start
I know, rev up.
Rev up for that one.
Rev up and get ready.
You can go online to oldtowntheater-huntsville.org for all the shows, all the information. You can buy the tickets there. Lois, I always wanted to ask you this. How long do these musicians and folks that come in, how much of a notice do they have to have, from the time that they call to when they come out and play? Because you guys do stay pretty booked up.
Okay, so first of all, they don't call us. 90% of them, we call them. We call them and scout them out and try to find a weekend that is agreeable with them. And because we're so small, we only seat 356, it's best for us to find one when they're going to be in Texas. And so I'll look ahead on their tour list, and if they're going to be somewhere in Texas, I can call and say, can I have you Friday night? And they'll give me a discounted rate because we're such a small theater. Mm-hmm. And because we're taking them on, it's called a routing day. We're taking them on a routing. It's like, hey, you're going to be in town anyway. Why don't you just stay one more night, And so we'll do it up to a year in advance. Right now we just booked Marty Haggart, which is Merle's son. Looks just like his daddy. Sounds just like his daddy.
Awesome.
And we booked him for June the 21st of next year. So we book out a year in advance usually. So right now we're trying to fill March, April, May, like that time frame. We just did Gene Watson's comes like every couple of years. And so he's booked for next May as well. Those aren't on our ticketing site yet, but they will be pretty quick. We try not to put them on ticketing site 12 months out. Because then you're thinking, is it this month or next year or this year? But most of these, though, we scout out. We're with a theater group. And that's the only way we can make it usually, because someone will call, like the Bellamy Brothers. Somebody called and said, hey, do you want the Bellamys on the hill? We'll take the Bellamys any day, Tuesdays, it doesn't matter. And so we ended up getting like $3,000 off because there was 2 theaters that took them on a Friday and a Saturday night. And so that's the way we are able to make it happen and bring these bigger groups in. This year we have a Sleep at the Wheel. This is so exciting. Sleep at the Wheel's coming. This is Ray Benson's last year of touring. He will continue. He's been with this band 50 years. He will continue to do shows, country music awards, and different stuff like that. But as far as going city to city, he's hanging it up. So if you don't see him this year, then it's a done deal. And so there's September the 21st, and I wrote down they have 4 tickets downstairs. There's like 20 tickets total left for that show. We knew it would sell out quick. And it's one of those ones where we're like, why didn't we book it twice? Why didn't we do them on a Saturday at 3 o'clock in the evening, but it didn't work out that way.
You know, it's crazy. The Bellamy brothers were just in Burnett at the beginning of this month. We were staying at Lake Buchanan out there in the beautiful Texas Hill Country, and I was like, what's all this traffic and all these people downtown? It was the Bellamy brothers. They were downtown Burnett, Texas.
Yeah, they're wonderful. They're going to be in Bandera on Saturday, so we ended up getting them that Friday night on the 30th of August.
You know, one guy that
I'm
would be
excited about that.
He's still touring, I believe, and I've got to imagine he's well into his 80s now. Normally, folks are hanging. He's like a Willie Nelson. He just keeps going. One guy that we saw was in South Dakota of all places. My mom and I were looking for. This was probably 15 years ago. When you're in South Dakota, besides being with your family, you start to get a little bored out of your mind outside of your family. Sister was working, children were gone. Mom and I were trying to find something to do because what are you going to? You're just going to sit there, stare at the wall. I said, Mom, who's this Frankie Avalon guy? And so we went, and
how cool!
I didn't know. Yeah,
was it good?
Yeah, it was awesome. He was. I mean, he was working the crowd.
Yeah.
He was walking down the aisles, and I looked him up the other day. I said, you know what? He is still out there touring in his 80s. He would be such a fun guy to have come here to Huntsville.
I have to look him up. We have a suggestion box on the front counter, and people come with little cards, and they'll fill out suggestions. That's where we get majority of our groups. It's like, oh, they want. Somebody else had asked for a Sleep at the Wheel, and I was like, okay, I knew who they are, but I didn't know that much. And so as soon as I see that, I go put it on my Spotify so I can hear all their songs. I was like, oh, this would be cool. This would be really cool. So we get a lot of guests. And then we'll call the person that asked for it. There's a place on there for their name and phone number and let them have first dibs on wherever they want. And they're like, oh, 4 tables. Like, you can't hog them all just because you suggested it.
Give me the whole theater. I want a private concert. Yeah. That'd be Rick and I, by the way. Yeah. So. Well, Lois, it's been such a fun journey for you, and I've loved just getting to know you more. Of course, I knew you before we left, but I feel like you and I have really gotten to know each other a lot more over this last year, and just seeing your passion for what you do every day. What have you enjoyed most about this, and just getting to interact with these different musicians?
So usually they're fun. I mean, it's a great time, just, because you haven't built up. Like, I had Pam Tillis. I remember her from when I was in high school, and, she was somebody I just loved all her music. And so we get the writer, and you're like, oh, gosh, she's going to be a handful. She is going to be a handful. When she gets here, and she's just so down to earth, and she's just so sweet, and she puts on a big floppy hat, and she said she's going shopping. And I thought, are you able to go shopping? And can you just go in a store? And she was like, I'll just wear sunglasses. So she said she went to all the stores around town and bought a bunch of antiques and stuff. And I said, did anyone recognize you? And she said, the very last one, the girl just kept staring at me. And she said she picked up her glasses and said, are you coming tonight? She said, I knew it. So she had to take pictures with her. But they like to go into vinyl records over here, and they like to go to the music store over there. And the music store said they'll come in here and pick with them. And, so it's just fun. We always feed them dinner in the back room. And so you get a little one-on-one time with them.
Yeah.
And so that's really cool.
So I was going to kind of lead into this. Are there still some folks that just call you or text you from, hey, Lois, how you doing? I'm sure you've made some friendships over the years with these folks.
Yeah, it is. That is cool. But it's usually their manager that I'm more in tune with, that we deal with more than anything. But the comedians, I mean, a lot of them don't have managers, and so it's just us and them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just the music. I'm glad you mentioned, because, we'll have comedians coming in here. When is the comedian coming here?
The 27th is William Lee Martin. And then we have Brad Upton coming on September 6th. There's a Karen Morgan in the beginning of November, and a Jeff Allen. And Karen Morgan, Jeff Allen, and Brad Upton are all dry bar comedians. That basically, if you see the term dry bar, it's they're clean.
I was going to say family friendly.
Yeah, it's family friendly.
It's a dry county.
Right.
Yeah.
So those are good. I mean, all of them are good. William Lee is not. He's not crude or anything, but he doesn't say he's dry bar. So just got to watch it.
He's got a little extra in his Dr. Pepper, is what you're saying.
But some of my favorites end up being the ones we put in, like fill-ins. So I consider them fill-ins. Is some of our tributes that we put in there, and they sell out the best. They're the most fun, and we typically research our tributes to make sure there's a Josie Award, which is like the #1 tributes. If they win the Josie Award in Nashville, those are the ones I'm going to look for, because they're the best of the best. They're the best Eagles group. They're the best Bob Seger group, whatever. And so we have a tribute coming from Nashville. It's called Vinyl Radio, and it's on September 6th. And they play all the songs of the 70s, which is right up my ear.
Yeah, that's great.
So
well, Kaye, you've had a chance. I've been. I think when the three Heath brothers were there, I believe you guys were there. Possibly.
Yeah,
was that the
been
one
there.
y'all were there?
Yeah.
So what do y'all enjoy most about theater? It's been cool to see y'all there too.
It's nice to go in, and the seating is. I grew up in that kind of theater. Going to see movies and things like that, and so it reminds me so much of my hometown.
Yeah.
I mean, the theater is just almost exactly like my hometown theater, and so when I walk in there, there's the nostalgia of going back home, even though it's not the same theater. It's almost exactly like it, and so there's that feeling of connection and everything. And then you guys just bring such great talent to any show that we went to is just fascinating.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's like this VIP thing in Huntsville. When you drive by the theater and you see this huge bus out there, sometimes there's a big bus parked out front. You're like, all right, man, our town's got it going on thanks to Miss Lois over here.
And of course, you're going to run into several people you already know.
Yeah, everywhere you go, you're going to do that. We do have parking issues sometimes. I mean, like with the bigger ones, the Sleep at the Wheel, they're going to have a bus, so we have to block off somewhere, and because there's not enough room in the alley to spin anything around. And then they also are going to have a van and a trailer, and the trailer has all their equipment in. And so we're like, where in the world are we going to put these people? We had to unload them and then get rid of all that and find us somebody that doesn't mind us parking and blocking off the front of theirs. And so sometimes when they come on a Friday, it's a real problem because, there may be court going on. So we have to get out early in the morning and cone off some stuff and get with the city, and it can be a problem.
Y'all have a good neighbor over there with Russell Humphrey and his daughter. So y'all got a great neighbor next door too.
Right.
Over there.
We'll call them and make sure they don't have an event going on. And if they don't, then they're okay with us blocking it off and using that. So
I was going to ask you this question. I was thinking about this, Lois. Again, Lois Stehlik's joining us from Old Town Theater today and highlighting some of these upcoming events and just sharing the good in our community with what the theater provides. What really makes our theater stand out? I'm not trying to compare us, to other places, but what do you think is something maybe unique about our theater that maybe you don't get anywhere else or in other communities?
The fact that when you come to a concert, 90% of our artists will come up front and meet and greet and just do a one-on-one. Everybody takes pictures. John Conley sat on a stool in the lobby. Everybody lined up. It may take us, and we'll always tell them if you want to see the artist, to go on this side of the room just so it's not a bottleneck. It may take us an hour and a half to get out of there after the concert because everybody's waiting their turn. They want their autographs. They want their shirt signed, their hat signed, or whatever. And so that's what's great. There are a few artists that say, I just can't do that anymore. Or they're older and they just don't want to that much. There's too many germs. They're just like, I can't do that. Like Ricky Skaggs, he said he would love to do it, but his 94-year-old father-in-law with him, he just couldn't do it. He was going home. And we understand that. But the most of them will come out and do that. Let me tell you, we had a show the other day. It was Daly and Vincent, which I didn't really know a lot about them. I knew they were bluegrass. They came out, and, oh, gosh, they were amazing. The bass singer is on the Gospel Hall of Fame.
Oh, cool.
He shook the walls when he got
wow.
crazy. So we definitely will have them back. That's a lot of times when they get ready to leave, we're like, can we go ahead and book you for 2 years out? Let's just go ahead and get it done now.
I was sitting here thinking, too, I was like, we need to have a good old-fashioned revival over there at the theater. I know. We need to get some of these gospel guys to come in and – that would be a lot of fun. So, Well, again, Lois, we appreciate all that you do. There was one last thing that was on my mind. You had said the Josie Awards, and I was like, great, because there's a young lady named Josie Stowers that works at Tomorrow's Promise. And I joke around with her because her last name, I said, well, that last name just sounds prestigious. And now, you
need to get a Josie Award.
So now we've got the Josie Awards. It's a good thing she's not on the show today, Kaye, because, she'd really feel on cloud 59. So, anyways, we always give her a fun time. So, well, we appreciate you, Lois.
Sure.
Kaye, did you have any other questions, anything maybe that popped into your head you wanted to ask Lois?
Be nice. Be nice.
Well, have you been there since? I remember hearing about, and I don't remember what time frame it was, that the roof had caved in.
So,
and
the building's from 1947, and it was in the 70s when there was a fire and the roof burned. The brick stayed, the way I understand it. And so then in 1998 is when they started restoring it and expanded the back. The stage got bigger and the green rooms went on. And it opened up again in 2002. But during those years where it was burned, it was still used by Sam Houston as a party place. It had a name, but I don't remember the name. It was something. But anyway, it was like pigeon poop and rain, and they didn't care. It was just it was a structure, and they stayed in the structure. So we have a lot of people that come and are like, oh my gosh, we used to party in here when there was no roof. So we have pictures of it, of the way it was.
Yeah.
And so it's
I
pretty
just
cool.
think it's I love old architecture and the fact that people cared enough to go in and fix it and bring it back.
And that was the Myrick. The Myrick family did that back in the day.
Pigeon poop in the rain. That's
I
a good old, that's
know.
the number one country song coming your way. Well, Lois, wonderful. It's definitely not that anymore. It's a beautiful, beautiful facility. We are so blessed to have the Old Town Theater here in Huntsville. It's another great organization that makes this community so unique. I encourage you, if you haven't been, like I had never been until this past year when we came back, please go check it out. And Lois, one thing about you, you just make people feel warm. You do.
I can do that for 2 hours, right? I get up there and give them a hug, move on.
Well, go by and see him. It's oldtowntheater-huntsville.org for all the scheduling and ticket information. Lois, so great to have you today. Thank you for being here.
Too.
And anytime folks are coming into town and if they've got someone that does their PR or they themselves, just like Jack Nelson, I know that was with Main Street, but Jack came in here and played a song for us. That was totally just, we weren't even planning on that. And he goes, I got my guitar. Do you want me to play? I said, yeah. So we set up a chair and put a microphone. That's what I got the mic stand there for. So we got him in here. So what I'm getting at is anybody that's ever coming into town, if they ever want to say something, they're always welcome. They're a friend of the show. So we'd love to have them.
I would love that.
All right. Well, that will wrap it up with Miss Lois Stehlik. We'll get back to more here on Good Morning Huntsville in just a few moments. As always, our show's every single wonderful Wednesday brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Visit them online at tomorrowspromise.info. We'll learn more from Kaye in just a few moments about the upcoming Unleash Your Imagination. And as always, we're giving away stuff today. All you got to do is text in the keyword July along with your name on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. I got a large pizza coming your way, courtesy of Double Dave's Pizza. And I'm hoping you don't answer when we call, because today the rule is if you don't answer, you don't win, and Rick and I win. So we'll take it from you. 936-339-0139. That's the number to text. We'll step aside. We'll take a break, and we'll have more when we come back. Stay with us. This is your show. It is Good Morning Huntsville.
Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce our third location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tpms.live for more information. Education you can trust. This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
Rick Boehning, he's our friend. He's so nice, he'll make you feel happy. Rick Boehning, he's a good man, 'cause he's got Kaye holding his hand. And that's why the viewership has dropped off. Welcome back at it here. We had about 200 people on, and they just said, forget it, we're done. We done. By the way, this fall, the good Lord's willing and the creeks don't rise. We're going to try to take this thing back to 7 a.m., okay? Kaye was right. We put out a survey, and the majority of folks said, yes, we would like it at 7. We had a lot of new audience come in at 7:30, from 7:30 to 8:30, because there's folks that once they get to work. The reality is we'll probably still spill over a little bit after 8, but we're working really hard to get this show back at 7 a.m. Now the children have adjusted, and problem is I haven't adjusted, and it takes a little bit of time. So I just got to get over these little short, nothing major medical blips, and then we'll be all right. So, got to figure out if I have sleep apnea. Maybe that's what it is. So. Wait, that's narcolepsy.
Yeah, that's narcolepsy.
That's
right
narcolepsy. There. All right, welcome back in. Hey, before we talk about Unleash Your Imagination, we are here with Kaye and Rick Boehning of Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Just got a text message from the city of Huntsville. Your bill's delinquent. Whoops, how could that bad? I want the water to get shut off.
Yeah, well, who would?
Skip that one. Check this out, Rick. We were talking earlier. Today, National Hot Dog Day. Oh, man, I'm so excited.
Who makes hot dogs here in town?
Nobody. Blaine over at 0 Degree. You can get a good chili dog over there with Fritos and everything.
0 Degree?
0 Degree?
Yeah. 0 Degree.
Blaine,
yeah.
0 Degree.
0 Degree Cloud 9.
I was going to say, I don't think we're doing hot dogs.
Well, it's 0 Degree Creation.
Can you have a freeze-dried hot dog? That would.
You know what it was? Because I looked at your hat when I was speaking. Cloud 9 has excellent chili dogs. Now,
I've never had one there.
Yeah, it's really good. Fridays are the day to go, though, for that cowboy chili. It is. You missed it. We went again. It was a Billy Cawthon restaurant report.
Fridays, I turn out to be fairly busy.
Unbelievable. Well, anyways, today's National Hot Dog Day, Rick. I got so excited thinking about that.
I know.
Already.
You were jumping up and down in your chair. It was everything.
You'll have to do that for supper since we have Rotary today.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Or dinner. Maybe dinner.
Okay. Supper, dinner.
Did you hear about our joke one time? Billy and I got into this. Because, see, we grew up in my family always said breakfast, dinner, and supper.
Really?
Yeah. Instead of breakfast, lunch, dinner.
I thought dinner and supper were synonymous.
Yeah. It should be. But it threw me off growing up. And so as I aged, I would tell people, hey, let's go to dinner when it was really lunch. And people were like, well, I'm not going to be available for dinner. So anyways, we are planning. I do want you to mark your calendars, by the way. Pull out your calendars. Mark this date. August hold on, I'm trying to make sure I've got it here. Of course, I'm going to sit here and scroll. August the 15th. That is a Thursday night at 6 p.m. August the 15th. Do not make dinner plans. Or for some of you, supper plans. Do not make supper plans.
Mm-hmm. What are we doing?
For August the 15th at 6 p.m., we have blocked off the Sam Houston Community Room, and we are going to have a community-wide Friends of Hello Huntsville appreciation, and appreciation for folks that are involved with the platform. So that night we will have a special dinner for folks in the community. So
Where's
we want you
Sam
to come.
Houston Community Room?
Next to Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. It's the new room they
Oh,
built.
okay.
Yeah, the new room they built. So we've already reserved that. We're still working out the logistics. It's definitely not going to be a potluck, so don't worry. Someone's like, I don't want a potluck. I don't want.
I can bring
You're
popcorn.
bringing your hot dogs.
Yeah,
Got it.
they're like, I don't want cat hair in my beanie weenies. Kyle Kreiner, how many folks will one brisket feed? What do you think, Rick? How many folks could a brisket feed?
Two.
Yeah, it depends on who's eating them. I may get Kyle to come in and do a couple of briskets for us. So we'll figure that out. But
you will have people stampeding the doors.
yeah, so we want to do a special thank you to the community and to folks that have helped this platform find success here in our year and a half of existence. And we're not going anywhere. We just want to give a special thank you back to Huntsville and to all of you, and also a recognition of our foundation sponsors who are have remained with us and help this platform continue to grow, just like Tomorrow's Promise. And so we've been talking about it for a while, and I said, let's just get it on the calendar, because if we don't, we won't do it. So we have picked the date, and again, it is Thursday, August the 15th at 6 p.m. Make sure you're available that day, and we will have a big community-wide dinner. We are going to do RSVP probably on some of this, so we'll know to get a head count, but we want you to be there. And I love this, too. See, Asa Jowers, we need to hire her. Asa, she's really been interacting with us lately. She said August the 15th at 6 p.m. at Sam Houston Community Room, Hello Huntsville celebration. So thank you for that. I didn't have to type it. I like Asa. I don't even have to type nothing. I just sit here and it pops up on the screen. So besides the National Hot Dog Day, and I don't know what National Yellow Pig Day is. I don't want to make fun. It may be something serious.
I have no idea.
It's also World Emoji Day today. Do you use emojis in your text messages?
Every once in a while.
It helps.
Do you use that one with the, where it's instead of a thumbs up, it's something else? Do you ever send that one, Rick?
Never ever.
Okay, good, because I thought I got one of those from you one time.
Not me.
A wave, Rick. I'm talking about a wave.
Oh, a wave?
Yeah.
No, I didn't send that either.
It's also National Peach Ice Cream Day. National Peach. I like peach ice cream.
Yeah.
But only if it has the chunks of peaches in it.
I don't really like chunks of anything in my ice cream.
Yo, peachy.
I think Kyle's been drafted.
Kyle has said, I will put it down. Kyle, literally, though, how many, let's just assume that people ate 3 pieces of brisket, 3 slices or 2 slices. How many people can you effectively feed with one big old brisket? I don't know. Kyle, you let me know. Give me a heads up on that. Country singer and American Idol judge Luke Bryant turns 48 today. I thought he was a little bit older than that. 5-time Entertainer of the Year, being awarded by both the Academy of Country Music Award. Probably got that Josie Award, by the way, and the Country Music Association. Rap singer Soul turns 51 today. Have no idea who that is. Do you, Rick?
Nope.
Never heard of him. Former Major League Baseball player Robert Thigpen, know him, turns 61 today. Always used to confuse him with the kid that needed a bath in the comic strip Peanuts.
Pigpen.
Oh, I love it. Boy, how about this? Baywatch, the Baywatch dude, not the babe, the dude. David Hasselhoff turns 72 years old today, despite his best efforts. Really can't explain that one either. I'm trying to look through a couple of more here. So again, it's National Hot Dog Day. It is a celebration of one of America's favorite summer sandwiches. Would you call a hot dog a sandwich?
Yeah, I guess it's meat between bread.
Never thought of it that way. Americans eat approximately how many pounds of hot dogs? This is Good night.
Per person?
No wonder why we have the problems with the wastewater sometimes.
20 pounds or something like that?
Well, no, this is if you put everything together, all Americans together, how many pounds of hot dogs with all Americans? If you put it, not an average.
There's 300 million people, so 600 million pounds.
Just try again.
A billion pounds.
More than that.
Try that. Try more. 2 billion pounds of this mashed up meat that's causing a lot of wastewater problems all across America. 2 billion pounds of hot dogs every year. July 4th alone, typically 150 million hot dogs eaten. And then in major league ballparks and baseball parks, for that matter, not just major league, 25 million hot dogs a year. A couple of things that you need to know today, regardless of what you think of its design, the Tesla Cybertruck, my goodness, outsold the Ford F-150 Lightning in the second quarter. That's Ford's version of the electric truck. Yep. I'm kind of coming around to that Cybertruck. I think it's kind of cool. Have you kept up with any of this, Rick?
I've seen it. Don't like it.
Okay, not a fan? A couple of things here, too. Spending on the 2-day Amazon Prime Day expected to surpass $14 billion. When it's said and done, I believe that ends today, later today. By the way, if you get hooked onto these Prime Days, don't be too hooked. A lot of these companies, there's been research, and there's an actual plugin you can get for your browser that shows price history of products on Amazon. Typically, many retailers a month before the Prime Days will raise their prices, and then when Prime Day hits, they lower it back to make it look like you're getting a good deal. Pretty smart marketing. Richard Simmons, I mentioned this yesterday. You know, he had passed away a few days ago. He gave an interview to People Magazine just 2 days before he passed away. Can you believe that? 3 days before he died, or 3 days before. No foul play suspected in that, but police are still investigating the cause of his death over this weekend. Nicolas Cage's formula for staying creative, by the way. You like Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
Great actor. Love Nicolas Cage. A 7:30 bedtime and no whiskey. So, sorry, Rick. You know,
I'm bad on both of those.
So don't we do both of those?
Yes.
Not to get political, but, you know, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., with the family history, it's surprising that he never had Secret Service protection. You would think someone's family that's been...
I would think he...
And, well, he finally got it. And, you know, and Trump was calling for it. And Kennedy Jr. had thanked him, saying, you know, I'm thankful that Trump had called for this. In fact, Trump had called Kennedy Jr. on the phone and was talking to him. And that phone call, nothing bad, but that phone call was recorded by Kennedy Jr.'s videographer. And, you know, there's people saying, well, he meant for that to happen because there's a big push right now. People are thinking that, you know, Kennedy Jr. is running as an independent. There's talk that he may kind of favor the Republican side when it's all said and done. So we'll see how that goes. But again, nothing really bad there on any of that, though. The Better Business Bureau says that Amazon Prime brings out the scammers.
Yeah,
brings out the scammers. If you see any candy on there that says 1 degree, don't buy it. Only 0 degree. Or if it's the number 0 degree, don't buy it. It's got to be spelled out. And make sure that it's based out of Huntsville, Texas, by the way. Better Business Bureau, though, saying that it brings out the scammers. Beware the emails. Don't click on those things, no matter how real they look. And, you know, great, now the car thieves have a new device they can steal. Did you hear about this? Car thieves now have a new device that can steal the signal from your key fob when you lock your car. Then when you're gone, they can just enter that signal and drive away. Car owners most at risk are Kia owners and people with some cars made before 2009. So those are the things that you need to know today. And as every day, our impossible question, we're going to give our audience time to chime in on this as well. 34% of couples will argue about this before the summer is over. 34% of couples will argue about what? What will they argue about?
Vacation.
Before the summer. That's a good one. That's a good one. So there you go.
Peach ice cream. Chunks or no chunks?
I did want to mention this, too. On this day in 1821, Spain formally ceded Florida from the United States. Didn't know this. I should have paid more attention.
Ceded 2.
Between the alligators, the humidity, and the drivers, they said you can have it. With the blinker still going, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
Also, in other words, it was the day they handed us the keys. You get it? Wah, wah. That's a good one there, Rick. Until then, most of the residents there spoke Spanish. Well, wait. They said the state and the lousy drivers. They said the state and the lousy drivers that come with it are all yours. Boy, they're hating on Florida this morning. So, and today's corny dad joke.
Hit me with your best shot.
Today's corny dad joke. How do you make an egg roll, Rick? How do you make an egg roll?
You take it to the top of a hill.
You push it. All right. Vacation is what many of you are saying about that impossible question. 34% of couples say they will argue about what before summer's over. The answer is not vacation. Let's take a brief break. We'll come back. We'll talk briefly about the Unleash Your Imagination. This will give folks time to think about this question. And then, do you have any Wednesday wisdom that you've thought of yet, Kaye? Possibly. Possibly. The wisdom earlier, don't throw plastics into the fire. We'll take a very brief break, and we will talk about Unleash Your Imagination. We'll also call our winner today as we are giving away, again, a large pizza over at Double Dave's Pizza. All you got to do is text in July on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. July along with your name to 936-339-0139. As always, we are here on this wonderful Wednesday. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, 25 years of excellence. Check them out online at tomorrowspromise.info. We'll be back in just a minute right here on Good Morning Huntsville. Stay with us.
Here we grow again. Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce our third location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tpms.live for more information. Education you can trust.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com. The Oak Ridge Disciple.
Bridges strong, not barriers so tall.
All right, friends, back at it. Time now is 8:35 as we wind it down in this segment. Thanks for being here with us. Maybe you're waking up this morning and you're distraught. Maybe something's not going your way. I want you to remain in faith today, knowing that when you remain in faith and stay positive, even through unfortunate circumstances, you're going to be more aware of opportunities to grow and to continue to move forward, to climb back on top of that hill. Sometimes, man, when we get thrown down in the valley, it is very, very hard to get back up. But I want to encourage you this morning, no matter what you're going through, friends, reach up and pray and ask the Lord to help you. And, you know, it may not get easy right away, but in time, things will definitely start to turn in your favor if you remain in faith. And that's the inspiration this morning. Kaye, pretty cool event coming up. We are, what's the countdown clock at now? Under 2 months to go.
It's under the too soon.
It's under the too soon. Tell us about Unleash Your Imagination. We've been talking about September 14th is the day.
Yeah, we're gearing up. We've got, of course, the bounce houses are all booked. We're booking vendors still taking car applications. We've expanded it to a all-day event. So from 9 to 3, we are going to be out at the Walker County Fairgrounds having a car show, vendors, food trucks,
bounce
houses, slides, something for everyone to be able to do. And I mean, I know it's going to be hot, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And then we'll take a break. We'll go in at 6 o'clock or probably open the doors about 5:30 and be a long day for Rick and I. But we're then going to kick off Lasso Your Imagination, and at it we're going to have live auction items, silent auction items, dessert auction, barbecue dinner, adult drinks. We've got some comedy for entertainment. And
it will not be Rick and I.
That's right. No. We are not good at that.
Yeah.
No, we have somebody. Actually, it's going to be Cody that was at Lone Star Lights.
Oh, cool.
I never got to see him at Lone Star.
Who's actually funny, by the way. Yeah.
And then we're going to have we're going to have a special surprise guest person that is a local from Huntsville.
Awesome.
And he's going to do some comedy, and so.
And hopefully an MC that doesn't have hand, foot, and mouth. So, you know.
I'm going to have 14 backups.
Yeah, that's fine.
14 backups?
Yeah, maybe 15. We'll see. Oh,
Last year I thought I had 2, and I ended up with none. And Bill Daggett came in and did a great job.
Fantastic job.
Precinct 3 came to the rescue.
He did.
Yeah. You know, we haven't seen Bill on the stream lately. Maybe because we need to go back to 7. See.
Well, I think he's probably still recovering from Beryl.
It might be. Yeah. They have just had so much going on.
They had a lot going on.
Well, more information online. Be a part of this great event. You can go to unleashyourimagination.org. Beautiful website, by the way, and it's super easy to find the information you need.
Yeah, and just so everybody understands, this is being put on by Tomorrow's Promise Educational Foundation. All the money raised goes straight to the Dolly Parton Imagination Library to pay for the books that we're sending out, which is over 1,000 books a month. We do not take money for admin costs. Josie and I, what we're doing to promote it and go around and get donations and things, nothing is going to paying for any of our salaries or anything like that. We will have the cost of the event. So some sponsorships will be paying for the cost of the venue. But other than that, everything that we raise goes to the cost of mailing those books, which right now is about $2,500 a month.
Yeah, and there's over, 1,040 that go out, something like that?
Yes.
Wow. That is unbelievable. Just got ours in recently, and I got a full disclaimer. I read Caden's books to Braylon also.
Well, that's great.
We've read every single book that we got like 60 books for her. We've went through all of them, so now I'm recycling them. I'm rereading them.
Yeah.
But, 15 minutes of reading each day to the children adds 1 million words that they're going to hear that year. Mm-hmm. And so it's just amazing. Just that little bit of reading to them, how much that impacts their brain development, their communication skills, their emotional development, that relational skills between being in somebody's lap or next to them and having them read to them. The studies are just over and over and over and over again talking about how great this one little thing is to do with your child each day. And, we're trying to affect our earthly life with the children and getting those books in their hands. And then each book also comes out with Jesus Loves You on it. So we're trying to remind everybody that they have an eternal life also that they need to look at.
Yeah, it's such a great message, Kaye. And our children love the books. And can you answer this? And I'm sure you'll think this is okay, but, I said I'm not joking. We've literally read through all the books. So we go back and reread books now. And Braylon, it's amazing how she remembers all this stuff because, instead of bird, she knows it's a quail now. And she knows what a volcano is and a xylophone. She used to call the xylophone a guitar. Well, now she knows it's a xylophone. But so the other night I decided, you know what? Why don't you tell me a story, Braylon? And she made up a story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was the coolest thing. She's a little girl that's not even 3 years old, and she's telling me a story, making up one.
Yeah.
And it was the cutest thing. I wish I would have recorded it because she's like, and then the pony ran over the hill, and the dog bit the pony, and the dog got in trouble. And he was a very naughty dog. And he didn't get a treat, Daddy. He did not get a treat for biting the pony. And I was like, this is awesome.
Do it again, record it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I've got to record it. So.
And rereading the books is such a good thing for them because even, like Dr. Seuss, but they start picking up those letters and start recognizing them. And so the more you read even the same book over and over again, the more they start learning what those words mean.
Kaye reads to me every night.
So, and there's a thing called environmental print. So like when we first moved to Huntsville, I had a 2-year-old and he saw the Mayflower Bakery truck. And he says, McDonald's, Mommy, McDonald's. And he saw the M. And I said, no, that says Mayflower. And so from that point on, he knew the difference between the Mayflower Bakery truck and the McDonald's sign.
That's cool.
And so you start, looking those books build that language also, but you can point out signs and things like that, like the McDonald's and the Mayflower Bakery cut, and they start picking up all of these little nuances with reading that you don't think about.
She's doing it with HEB. She sees the HEB logo. She goes, HEB. That's the coolest thing.
That's great.
Yeah. And so that's called environmental print. And so point out things when you're driving around it. Instead of having the stupid phone out and looking at the phone, point out things when you're driving around. Point out the stop sign that says, oh, that says stop. Point out the yield sign that says yield.
The environment around her, we are always saying, do you want to see the horses? Do you see the horses? Today she was counting trees as we were driving in on her own. She's like, look at the trees, Daddy. She goes, look. She got mad at me. Look, Dad. I was like, okay. She's like, 1, 2. And it was cute. She was sitting there counting the trees this morning. Well, Asa Jowers has a quick question. And this is a good question, though. She says, how can we help kids that are not able to sign up for them? And she says, like the kids in the public school. Well, I think it's just educating the parents that they can sign up if they're 0 to 5, right?
If they're 0 to 5, all you have to do is go to Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and people can sign up. We have an open enrollment, and we don't limit the enrollment because we trust God that we're going to raise the money to pay for it. Or Rick and I'll have it in our pocket.
There'll be a lot of
good luck with that.
The kittles. There'll be a lot of kittles being slung out there on the street.
We have done that.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of kittles out there, Rick. Like, that'll be a new thing. Like, oh, man, did you get those kittles? Yeah,
well, I actually do have a little thing on my thing that says donations to Dolly Parton Imagination Library.
Couple thing on my
In fact, I'm sorry, on my my table at the farmer's market.
A little thing on my thing on that thing.
Looks like a book.
And actually,
0 Degree actually donates to Dolly Parton.
I love it. Yeah, awesome.
The profits, 10% of the profits from 0 Degree are going to go to the Dolly Parton Imagination Library.
That's so far, 84 cents.
Well, hey, it makes a difference. So help Rick, by the way. Buy some candy this morning. Asa said, how do people donate to help with the cost? And I'll let you answer it. Some of the things we've been talking about, but maybe explain that a little bit more. Okay.
You can go to PayPal, Venmo, and Tomorrow's Promise is in there. And you can go to tomorrowspromise.info, our website, and there's a donation button from there to donate to the program or to sign up for the program. So the funds are kept separate. Nothing that's donated to the Dolly Parton Imagination Library ever goes into the functioning of what the school does in its mission for childcare.
Awesome. Yeah, and if you scroll down, you'll see it on the website there, and you can find out more information again online, tomorrowspromise.info. And you know what? Some of the best thing to do, Asa, come to the event. Just buying that ticket to Unleash Your Imagination is a $50 ticket, I believe.
Yes.
$50. That money right there will go to help with this program, and it's kind of a 2-for-1. So not only are you helping the program, but you're also
having a great evening.
Having a great evening as well. So, well, let's head over as we wrap up this morning. Appreciate that, Kaye. Let's head over to our 0 Degree Creations phone and text line, as we have a winner today. A little double days coming your way. If you don't answer, if you don't, Rick and I are going.
That's right.
And those were very good questions. Thank you. Stop it.
Looks like we're going to Double Dave's, buddy.
I had my fingers crossed.
Hello?
Yes, who's this?
This is Jan.
Jan, this is Thomas McGruff here in Huntsville. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Have you ever heard of McGruff? Take a bite out of crime. Well, we're raising money for the crime. I'm just kidding. I don't want to joke with you, Jan. You're new to the show. I don't want to joke with you. I just didn't want to do it. Jan, congratulations. We got a pizza coming your way from Double Dave's. How about that? So,
woohoo! Thank you.
Yeah, how did you're a first-time texter.
I am. I'm a first-time listener, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
Well, how'd you find out about us? Were you just browsing the interwebs and there it was, or what?
I recently in Huntsville, and I was just looking up how to get the news in Huntsville and on Facebook, and there y'all were.
Bam.
That's us.
Well, that's what we love. I love to hear that because that's what we've been promoting. Is we've been around for 1.5 years now here on Hello, Huntsville. Well, every morning we have a show. We talk about the good in the community. No politics. It's all good, inspirational, uplifting stuff, Jan. Where did you move from?
Well, I've been here a few years, but from Washington State.
Oh,
and
cool.
then I moved from Cleveland to Huntsville in September.
Awesome. Well, it's so good to have you here in this community, and we're glad that you found us, and we hope that you will be a frequent listener and viewer now.
I look forward to it.
All right. Well, Rick and Kaye are here. They're from Tomorrow's Promise, and Kaye has a quick question for you, Jan.
Jan, what are you most thankful for today?
I beg your pardon?
What are you most thankful for today?
Well, always the gift of salvation.
Amen.
Amen.
And then just secondly, I'm just thankful to have a job in this economy that we're in.
Yeah, amen to that for sure. Well, Jan, we appreciate you. Hey, we tell people we don't want to scare you, but in Huntsville, we tell them we love them, so we love you. We appreciate you joining us this morning. And we got that pizza, by the way. You can pick up the certificate Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at First Baptist. That's right downtown next to the Walls unit. There is a little covered what do you call it, like a carport type?
Portico.
Yeah, portico is the correct, or portage or something. I don't know. It's a little covered area over there, but just come by the church there to the front office, and we will make sure that you get that certificate, okay?
Awesome. Thank you so much. You all have a blessed day.
All right. Thanks, Jan. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye. Man, I love that. New
Isn't that
people.
great?
New people. And that's, what's that old, people, loving people.
No idea.
That kind of it may scare people when I say we love you.
It scares me a little bit.
Does it really? If I tell you that, do you think it does though? Should we not say that anymore, Kaye?
No, you can say whatever you feel like.
You know what? One thing.
As long as you do it in an uplifting manner.
Can I not look? I'm not getting political, but one thing I respect about Trump is a dude doesn't sway from what he says. You know, and sometimes it's hard. Like I try to be very firm on some things, but I'm also like, well, I don't want to upset this person, so that, you know, But I've learned as I've gotten older, you just got to stand your ground. You can stand your ground from a place of love. And sometimes it's not easy, but you can still be firm and still love others, but you got to stay rooted in what you believe.
Yeah, I think part of Trump's problem sometimes is we're used to being Texas and how you talk Texan. And he's from the Bronx. And he talks like he's from the Bronx.
That's good, man. You start Bronxing people.
And so sometimes he's a little rough compared to the way we Texans talk.
You know, the other day I went to get something to eat, and I said, you know, can you know, like a to-go box or whatever, and I said, hey, can you bring a box? And the server said, absolutely not. I said, I'm not going to box you. It's another dad joke.
I guess so.
Wah, wah. All right. Well, we appreciate you. Good to have you on. Asa, thanks for all of your interaction. Before we go, very briefly, a lot of folks were joining us. Jamie Saucier, good morning to you. Kyle Kreiner, how do you say, is it Waxahachie?
Waxahachie.
Yeah,
Waxahachie.
Well, I went over there to the old salon, got the old Waxahachie. Got the old Waxahachie on my eyebrows. Kay's just shaking her head.
Yeah.
You ever had a Waxahachie on the eyebrow?
No, never.
Trista Powell joining us. Good morning. Quentin Glaze, man, our number one engager, on with us this morning. Jennifer Augustinetti, we want to say hi to you, saying it's a wonderful Wednesday. Steph Valley over at Magnolia Kennel. She'll be on the show tomorrow for a little bit as well. So she is here this morning, a positive day. The grandmother of Huntsville, Carolyn Gibson, joining us as well. We appreciate Asa also for everything she said. I'm thankful for my mother. I love that, Asa. So wonderful word this morning. My sister in Temple, Texas was joining us. Love you, sis. She'll be back in town this weekend. Richard and the Horn family and Linda, they come to Billy Cawthon's restaurant report, by the way. They said,
why don't you rub that in that I've never been there?
I will, yeah. Good morning, Lois. Love, Marty Haggard. They were talking to Lois.
We need a 11:30 reminder text.
We just put it on your calendar.
But then we never know where to go.
Well, you gotta. Well, yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe we should put out a special news alert. Breaking news from Huntsville. By the way, the Horn family said those hot dogs are mystery meats. If there was ever a chance to use artificial meats in a product, it could be a hot dog. Also, plastics maybe too. Need a lot
of nitrates in there.
You could do a Hello Huntsville post.
Could, yeah, I guess. But you'd have to, yeah. It's a good idea, actually. Kaye. See, Kaye's full of the ideas.
She's got a lot of ideas, and usually they involve work for me.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about extra tasks.
Yeah, you have to look
do.
at Facebook.
Kyle says he says a hatchie is across from a machete and a hatchet. Wax-a-hatchie.
Earlier, Kyle said 10 to 15 people on a brisket.
All right, well, that means we're going to have a few briskets. So I would think probably 40, 50 people may show up to this. You know,
RSVPs?
We'll have to do an RSVP.
You'll have to.
There's no other way. By the way, tomorrow I'd mentioned Steph's going to be joining us. Also, Denise Winston, though, bringing exchange student. We're always so excited to have Denise on. She'll be with us first, and then Steph Valley for Magnolia Kennel. And as we wrap it up on Friday, we go on the road. It is the Hometown Huntsville tour as we take the show on the road to the Sam Houston State University bookstore. Rick, if you're out and about Friday, you can come hang out with us over there. So it's the dumplings.
Is Garrick along there?
It's the dumpling gang, -1 reuniting. If Rick shows up, it'll be all four. So
all right, I'll try to be there.
We'll be at the bookstore and talk about the new branding, the new identity, and some of the great products they've got now over at the Sam Houston State University bookstore. I was thinking of Lois too, and I said, it'd be so neat to have a show. Maybe on a Wednesday we can do a show from the theater. Wouldn't that be cool?
Wouldn't that be great?
Just kind of be set up in there and have that as the backdrop. So, all right, well that'll wrap it up. Kaye, anything else from you? I know we got to go. I'm keeping us going.
No, I gave you my Wednesday wisdom.
Gave us the wisdom. Rick, anything from you?
I have no wisdom.
There's your Wednesday wisdom brought to you by Kaye Boehning. Rick, that's no wisdom. That'll do it. No. Poor guy. Oh, by the way, the fiber's coming in our neighborhood. Did they dig in y'all's yard yet?
No.
They did yesterday, boy. They dug. I gave those guys some water. And then Bridget goes, "You gave them our good water."
The only water we had.
Well, we have like certain bottles of water, and like those were her favorites. I said, Bridget, but the good word says, give. And so we just gave, give, and it will be given to you. So I was like, well, we just give. So
we have gas lines in our front yard, so they're going to go across the street. But they've tore up our street. So
yeah, they're
tearing out our street also.
We got no heads up on that, by the way.
Yeah, none.
So are they going to tell us to move our vehicles? Because I sometimes park on the street.
They called Tomorrow's Promise yesterday to get my grandson to move his car. I don't know how they knew to do that.
They were prying in.
I guess.
It's the government.
Anyway,
we know
I called my grandson and had him move his truck.
We know you, Rick.
He's parked in your driveway now.
It's perfect. We charge a fee, by the way.
Do you?
Not much. So.
At least he's parked in your driveway and not in the house.
So, yeah. He can park wherever. Hey, that'll wrap it up. We'll be back. Thank you, Rick and Kaye. Just love you guys. Appreciate all you do. Tomorrow's Promise.info. Please, 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 if you're looking for a place for your child, I guarantee there's no better place in our community. There's good places. There's good people. But you're not going to get the best child care possible unless they go to Tomorrow's Promise. The reason why is because of the Montessori method. Keep it tuned in here throughout the week. We'll have more. And as I wrap up every show, reminding you that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We really do need each other. Please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there, Huntsville, needs you. Until next time, good morning and God bless. We'll see you.
God bless.
See you, Rick.
See you, Rob.